lens that I would suggest you use. There's a few things that we'll cover today. So with the lens, I'll give you an example of my lens. It's a Canon 50mm 1.4. I have done some separate videos about this lens which you can check out in the cards. We'll look at some price examples, how much it costs. We'll go on and just have a look at that. I'll give you some example photos and we'll discuss some alternatives as well. So firstly, the lens itself, what I will do is show you an example of it on a camera body. So you can see there from 3 different views. Let me just move this around. You'll see it from 3 different views. That's attached on a 5D Mark II body. It's a 50mm lens. I'm kind of looking over there just to make sure you can see it. But that's the lens itself. And it's a 50mm lens with the shade on. It's a fairly small, easy to carry lens, so you won't look too scary to anybody if you're taking it on the street photography, for example. With a massive lens, it's easy to use and it gives some great photos. There are a few options in the 50mm lens you can look at, because they have a 1.8 and a 1.4, also a professional 1.2, which is quite big and large and heavy, but it is something you can look at. There are some other brands as well. So quickly, what we'll jump onto is I'll show you an example of how much it costs. So if I bring it back around here, so here I've got some examples up on eBay just to show you what you could achieve for about just under £200. These are buy it now and listed on eBay as UK only, so you may find cheaper ones if you look at an auction possibly. For example, there I can see one there. Oh, okay, it's an auction. It's £130 at the moment, but there's still 18 hours left, so that will easily get to a price of £195. What I will do is, if I show you sold items just so you can see how much they're selling for at the moment. That's okay, £150. That's not bad at all. So that one ended today, 8 o'clock, about 10-20 minutes ago. So there you can see that's an option. Some of you may be thinking an alternative. Well, it's suggesting that already. 1.8. It's a slightly lighter lens. It's more plasticky, but you can get alternatives in that. So we spoke about alternatives. So I'll show you that alternative, which will be a Young Nuo lens. So the Young Nuo on eBay shows as an option at £37.04. Make sure to check out a few videos. I've seen quite a few online. If you're new to photography, it'll give you your stepping stone into getting better photographs. And what I will actually do is quickly jump onto a few photo examples as well, just to show you what they look at like. So if I go back to here, I'll actually bring up some example photographs I can show you. These are fashion portrait photos. I've basically gone into Lightroom, just opened my last catalog and filtered it by 1.4 lens, and you can see, let's just bring that up, blurry background and sharp subject. So that is an example of a photo taken with that lens. Show you another one just so you can see standing up one. Let's do a dual shot. Right, that one there. Okay, so again, you can see in the background is blurry. These are test shots. These weren't used, so these are just some that I can show you. You can see it's not great. If you crop it in, still use that. Not great lighting because it got too much shadow under their necks, but yeah, that's a whole new subject. But anyway, that's an example of showing you the photographs, and that's something that would be helpful. You're looking about getting a new lens and you're not sure, then the 50mm will do you well. It's a great lens. It looks great on a professional body, which is the 5D Mark II, or the Canon 550D, which I also use. That's something to keep in mind. I'm hoping you find that useful, and what I will do is link you to a few videos to help you get along on your way if you are new to photography. I've got a whole series of learn photography episodes but on the left is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and on the right I'll link you to an alternative option where you can actually get vintage lenses and adapt them cheaply and use them on your DSLR. So that's a whole new kettle of fish you can do there, so it saves you quite a sweet amount of money, to be fair. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe so all the notifications get to you and you can check out some of these videos.